USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the 5 spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, YouTuber, host with the most misunderstood, lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, and of course, Queens, New York native, repping Lawton, Queens, New York. And you're rocking and hanging out and tuning into the 260th episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. Live and direct from StreamYard alongside with YouTube. And myself is the podcast page, Instagram live feed. Make sure you turn your notifications and follow the page on Instagram as well. And yes, turn your notifications so you can know when each episode is going to be dropping. Especially some questions that I'm going to be adding to the Insta story and post. So stay tuned for that one right there. Plus, if you are new to the channel and you miss any new and previous episodes that's already been dropped, don't worry. Everything's all there. So you can go ahead and grab that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555. Tap on the Noni bell alongside with alerts so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream, along with the date and the time. And leave a like and a comment along with the episodes with the topics being discussed. More video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Download the episodes. Share the videos, share the episodes, listen, stream, watch the episodes on every streaming platforms, which I will cover at the end of the show. And everything else in between, I will handle that at the end. So, without further ado, hang on a second here. Yes, without further ado, let's cut to the chase into some New York mass transit files. Let's do this. All right. First transit topic we need to talk about is the city. So let's get into it right here. Let me turn this up real quick. Hold on. Okay. So City will launch a pilot program testing neighborhood delivery microhubs across the five boroughs, aimed at reducing the surge at truck traffic racing to meet New Yorkers' insatiable demand for home delivery. Starting this summer, the Department of Transportation says that it will build out up to 20 hubs, both curbside and off street, where large delivery trucks can unload goods and transfer them to smaller scale modes of transportation, such as vans, cargo, bikes, or even hand pulled carts, which would make the final leg of the journey to the customer's door. New Yorkers are receiving more deliveries than ever before, and we are pursuing creative ways to make these deliveries cleaner, safer, and more efficient by reducing the number of delivery trucks on our roads, said DOT Commissioner Edonis Rodriguez in a statement. These hubs will help better organize last mile deliveries and support small and large businesses' economic recovery as we emerge from the slamdemic. The move comes as the city and large corporations like Amazon face mounting criticism over the logistical process of deliveries, which sees companies set up busy warehouses, often concentrated in environmental justice communities, to handle record amounts of delivery demand. Okay, DOT reports that just under half of New Yorkers are receiving at least one package delivered to their home per week, with nearly one in five receiving packages at least 4 times weekly. COVID-19 extensively changed the logistics of delivery before the slamdemic. About 60% of deliveries were made to commercial customers, which are typically on larger roadways, more conducive to deliveries, with the rest going to residential addresses. But now about 80% of deliveries are going to residential customers, which means more truck traffic on residential streets. The trucks dispatched from the warehouses led to significant amounts of congestion on local streets and, by extension, air and noise pollution, both on truck routes near warehouses and on streets where deliveries end up. Truck deliver about 90% of freight deliveries in no in the Big Apple, DOT says. Environmental advocates have teamed up with elected officials to call for regulation of last mile facilities through the zoning code, which would require a special permit to build new ones, and prohibit their construction near schools, parks, public housing, or last or other last mile warehouses. The Adams administration has not taken a position on the zoning proposals, concerned about the potential impact on the supply chain. DOT was required to put out a request for expressions of interest for microhubs through a law passed by the city council in 2021, and gathered considerable feedback from freight operators and community groups, along with tech and infrastructure companies. So the feedback will be incorporated into deciding and design choices DOT makes for its initial rollout of 20 hubs, which will include both curbside spots in place of parking spaces and larger off-street hubs underneath elevated structures like highways or subway lines. Still up in the air is where the hubs will be located, what fees will be charged, how big they will be, how they'll remain free of parking scofflaws, and who will run them, among other things. A DOT spokesperson clarified that for the initial rollout this summer, each hub will service just one company, though that could change in the future. Next fall, after the first year of the pilot program, DOT will pour over the data collected on usage, demand, congestion, and other factors and proceed to expand the pilot further. By 2026, the agency will issue a final report on how the pilot went and determine the feasibility of making it permanent. Similar projects have yielded some positive results in other cities. The agency notes in Seattle, a reservation system for curbside space reduced double parking by 64%. In London, Amazon's last mile hub replaced an underutilized parking lot and removed about 85 delivery vans from the central business district daily, reducing vehicle miles and, by extension, congestion and pollution. The hubs could be hubified further by placing other nodes, directly on site, like a delivery focused kitchen, cold storage, or connections to marine transport. That sounds like a vendor's thing. DOT has installed over 2,000 curbside loading zones across the city since last year. The agency reported on Thursday, well above its legally mandated requirement. The agency says that some curbs with loading zones saw double parking plummet. Opens plans a nonprofit that lobbies for a livable street, prioritizing pedestrians and cyclists over cars, gave the plan a thumbs up. The reality is, e-commerce is ubiquitous, ubiquitous, and if we don't design our streets to accommodate it, the current chaos will only get worse. This new approach is forward thinking and just right for our city, says Sarah Lind, Chief Strategy Officer at Open Plans. Um, Combining more loading zones with micro mobility for the last mile will cut down on congestion, double parking, block bus and bike lanes, and polluting emissions, repurposing some curb space to allow for unloading and distributions. Distribution is a good use for of public space. DOT Commissioner Rodriguez will discuss the plan before members of the City Council's Transportation Committee on Monday, said the committee chair Selvina Brooks Powers of Queens. The committee will also discuss bills that would redesign the city's truck routes and call for redesigning streets to limit truck traffic. New Yorkers are counting on us to create new long-term sustainable transportation infrastructure alternatives to allow goods to circulate in neighborhoods while reducing the harmful environmental justice impacts of unnecessary truck traffic, Brooks Powers said in a statement. The environmentalists fighting to regulate last mile warehouses through the zoning code are cautiously optimistic about the hubs, but a spokesperson for the last mile collision, Kevin Garcia, said it would not be a silver bullet to address the myriad downstream effects of the warehouses, particularly in the neighborhoods where they are sited. Microhubs can be helpful in reducing congestion and tailpipe emissions, said Garcia, the transportation planner at the NYC Environmental Justice Alliance. However, it does not address the issue of last mile warehouse siting and clustering that's occurring in environmental justice communities. Environmental justice communities are those areas with disproportionately low income and non-white populations which have historically borne the burdens associated with polluting industries in their backyards. They are supposedly the communities that will be first in line for funds to address climate change locally. Ugh, give me a break. Amazon opened its first fulfillment center on Staten Island in 2018, but since then, um, last mile facilities have proliferated in the city, with about 20 throughout the 5 boroughs as of last year, according to researchers at the Center for Resilient Cities and Landscapes. More are in the pipeline. Considerable proportion of those warehouses are in environmental justice communities like Sunset Park and Red Hook in Brooklyn, Maspeth in Queens, and Hunts Point in the Bronx. Those council districts all have levels of particulate matter air pollution higher than the citywide average, according to Transportation Alternatives Spatial Equity Tool. Okay, next we have the baby stroller pilots. Okay, so New York City parents will soon be able to smoothly roll their strollers on buses across 57 routes throughout the city as part of a pilot program that the Metropolitan Transportation Authority is expanding. Okay, so the MTA announced Thursday it will begin the second phase of its open stroller pilot, which will retrofit over 1,000 buses with a designated space for strollers, so that parents don't have to fold them before boarding, as mandated under the current MTA stroller policy across most of New York, most of the city. The expansion comes after the agency launched the program in September on only a handful of bus routes. By next fall, the second phase of the program will retrofit all local and select buses operating out of 6 depots that serve around 250,000 daily weekly riders and include some of the busiest routes in the system, according to the MTA. The Open Stroller program has demonstrated that we can make buses more accessible to all customers while providing faster, cleaner, and safer service, said New York City Transit President Richard Davey As we expand, more and more bus customers will benefit from enhanced accessibility, especially for parents and caregivers. Um, so, a complete list of straw-ready routes will include the B1, B3, B6, and 6 Limited, B36, B64, B74 in Brooklyn, the BX6, BX6 SBS, BX8, BX11, BX17, BX19, BX21, BX23, BX27, BX31, BX32, BX33, BX35, BX36, and 36 Limited, BX46 in the Bronx. As for the M15, M31, M101, M102, M103, M125 in Manhattan, the Q12, Q13, Q15, Q15A, Q16, Q20A, Q20B, Q26, Q28, Q31, Q32, Q44 SBS, Q48, Q50 Limited, Q76 in Queens. Before I keep going, let me see who's in the chat real quick. Shouts to the crew from the Take 30 podcast. Shouts to the crew from Take 30 podcast. Thank you very much for listening and watching this live stream. And yeah, let's keep. Hold on a second. Stupid plane. All right. So the S40, S42, S46, S48, S51, S52, S53, S66, S76, S81 limited, S86, excuse me, limited, S90 limited, S93 limited, S96 limited, and S98 limited in Staten Island. The MTA received largely positive feedback from more than 200 online customer comments on its stroller policy since the pilot started. 4 out of 5 customers supported expanding the pilot to more buses, the agency said. The idea behind the pilot is to create a seamless boarding experience for parents in a way that speeds up the process for other riders as well. Bus operators haven't reported any safety incidents or conflicts from on any of the routes where the pilot has been implemented so far. As a mother of 3 young children who has um, had to frequently navigate public transportation with a stroller, I am thrilled to hear about the expansion of the open stroller pilot program, said Assembly member Grace Lee. Participating buses will be identifiable from the outside by a stroller decal that customers can spot before boarding. The stroller space inside the bus is also designed with a decal and is space separate from existing priority seating for bus riders with disabilities. This program, which will create designated open stroller spaces without compromising wheelchair access, is an innovative way to make public transit more family friendly, said U.S. Representative Gerald Nadler. I look forward to seeing parents in my district take advantage of this pilot program on the crosstown M31 bus and hope to see designated stroller spaces on additional routes in the future. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else we have to talk about here before I move on. Um, let's see. Okay, we have to talk about a reckless driver who got into a little incident. Hold on a sec. Yes, we gotta talk about a little incident that happened in the Bronx by Morris Park, and this is going to be. Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. Yes. So chatting on the jazz, man. Little incident involving an accident. So let's get into it right here. Let's get into it right here, though. Hold on. Okay. We got a little incident in Morris Park that we need to get to right here for the people who may be familiar with Morris Park in the Bronx. For those Bronx sites out there listening to this. Um so what we have here is a reckless driver in Morris Park left the scene after killing a bicyclist who was steps from his home Wednesday night, according to NYPD. And this is from the Bronx Times, the BX Times, excuse me. A white pickup truck blew through a red light at the intersection of Pierce Avenue and Williamsburg Bridge Road while speeding north, according to police. The truck driver hit 64-year-old Hua Pan, who had a green light while riding an e-bike across Williamsbridge Road. Pan was thrown off of his bike and into the roadway, police said. Um Damn, that's crazy, man. That's really crazy. Wow. Okay. Let's keep going here. So all right, let's go. Um, Pan was heading east along Pierce Avenue, according to police, which would have brought him straight to the address police listed at as his home, just steps away from the intersection. The driver, um, whose identity remains unknown at this time, continued north along Williamsbridge Road, even after hitting the bicyclist, according to the police. Police said they saw Pan lying in the road at about 11:22 p.m. He sustained head trauma and was brought to Jacoby Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead, according to the police department. ABC News reported that Pan's loved ones saw him on the scene. It was plenty. No, excuse me. It was pretty devastating. The man's wife, I think children came out. They saw him, and it was just really bad. It was really bad. An eyewitness told ABC News. Pan was one of three people. One of three people. Excuse me. Hold on a second. Yes, one of three people fatally killed by drivers over the span of 4 hours on Wednesday. In another hit and run, a pedestrian, Oscar Nieves, age 62, was killed by a gray SUV in East Harlem at around 7:30 p.m. He was crossing the street, also steps away from his home, according to an AM New York report. Damn, man. Damn. Damn, son. Damn, son. Damn, man. That's crazy. This is crazy. I'm not trying to make light of this though. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not though, man. Yeah, I'm really not though. Um, yeah, I'm really not. I'm not gonna really do that. That's not in my character anyway. But um before I continue, I want to actually, do something real quick. Let me do something real quick. Unfucking believable, man. Anyway, oh man. Let's see. So, and shortly before that, a pedestrian was killed. Hold on a sec. Yeah, a pedestrian was killed in Brooklyn. Chain Blum, age 23, was about a half mile from his home when he was simply standing on the sidewalk and a Toyota Sienna minivan involved in a two-car accident fatally struck him at 7:10 p.m., according to a Daily News report. Today, families, loved ones, and entire communities are mourning three preventable deaths on our streets. Danny Harris, executive director of advocacy group Transportation Alternatives, said in a statement, "We send our deepest condolences to the loved ones of the three people killed in traffic violence." Damn. Okay, so another story from the BX Times. A driver who turned himself into police on Thursday for a deadly hit and run in Morris Park earlier this month any has yet to face any charges. The driver's lawyer told the Bronx Times he expected his client to be charged when he turned himself in at the 49th precinct, but was instead let go. We anticipated Mr. Emilio Barrios being charged with negligent homicide, but he wasn't charged with anything. And after speaking with the detectives, we were allowed to walk him out of the precinct, lawyer Nicholas Ram Charitar said. Okay, Bronx resident Emilio Barrios, who identified himself as the driver of the truck that fled the scene, turned himself into police with Ram Charita on Thursday, as first reported by the Daily News. And what the lawyer told the Bronx Times he thought would be a surrender. The NYPD reported that on April 5th, a driver went through a red light at a high rate of speed in a white pickup truck at the intersection of Williamsbridge Road and Pierce Avenue, fatally crashing into Morris Park resident Hua Pan before continuing to drive away. Of course, Pan A64 was crossing the street with a green light on an e-bike steps away from his home, according to information from police. Pan, who was left laying in the road with head trauma, was pronounced dead at Jacoby Medical Center, according to the police department. A collision report put out by the NYPD the day after the incident said that the truck was operated by an unknown individual. However, Barrios retained Ram Charitar the morning after the incident, seeing it on the news, and the lawyer was in contact with the NYPD the same day. Ram Charitar told the Bronx Times. Ram Charitar said that in his experience, investigations of fatal accidents take between 1 to 6 months. However, he said it is a very rare occurrence for him to arrange a surrender for his client without it resulting in an arrest. The lawyer told the Bronx Times that typically when he offers a surrender, police arrange a time to arrest and process the individual and put them in front of a judge to be arraigned. But this time, they weren't necessarily that interested in having him turn himself in and only wanted him to come to the station if he was willing to speak. Rand Charitar said that in other instances, he wouldn't have his clients speak to police. His website um even says say less, shut your mouth on its homepage. But Barrios, a 31-year-old who works in production lighting, was absolutely mortified and eager to turn himself in that morning, the lawyer said. He wanted to take the initiative to come forward and say, "Hey, listen, I'm here. Let me tell you what happened," he said, which is unlike a lot of individuals that I come across where they don't necessarily want to get arrested. He didn't want to wait. Ram Charitar speculated that investigators are determining whether Barrios can be charged criminally since the police report described the incident as an accident. According to Ram Charitar, Barrios was driving his friend's heavily tinted pickup truck because the friend wasn't feeling well. The truck had a 5% tint around the entire vehicle, meaning 95% of the light is blocked out, even on the front windshield, according to Rand Chartar. New York state law doesn't allow more than 30% of light to be blocked, meaning 70% or more must pass through the window, according to the New York State Department of Motor Vehicles. The car was recovered by the NYPD in Yonkers the morning after the incident, Rem Chartar said. Tents are not meant to be on a passenger car, um, the lawyer said. They are meant to be on a limo. They are especially not meant to be on a front windshield. A video of the incident published by the Daily News shows a person pulling a cart as they cross the street, as well as Han on his bike, as well as the truck darts through. Um, Barrios told the Daily News that he swerved his car to avoid hitting what he described as someone with a baby carriage and did not realize he ran into Pan. Kevin Daloa, a local bicycle safety advocate who installs white painted ghost bikes to memorialize cyclists who are killed in crashes in the Bronx as part of an international initiative, told the Bronx Times he found the crash and the events that followed to be outrageous. How do you not know if you hit something? Deloa said. It's infuriating. It's upsetting. I'm sure there would be more people who would feel the same way. Deloa made a makeshift memorial at the intersection on Friday night, lighting a candle and wrapping flowers around a post that he said happened to have a bike lock hanging on it. On Monday, the bike lock remained. Deloa found it unbelievable there were no charges when the driver admitted guilt to police and felt like Barrios was trying to cover his tracks. Apologizing is great and feeling guilty is great, but there needs to be a penalty, he said. Deloa pointed to a recent incident in Astoria in which Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz announced 2 days after a fatal crash, that the 18-year-old driver was arraigned in Queens criminal court for leaving the scene of a fatal incident without reporting it. The driver who hit and killed a 14-year-old riding an e-bike also had heavily tinted windows, according to the Queens DA. He was issued violations for the tinted windows as well as not having insurance, driving without a license, and speeding. Oof. Damn, man. This is crazy. This is so crazy. Man. So, the NYPD, there have been no arrests in the ongoing investigation, and the Bronx District Attorney's Office told the Bronx Times that the investigation is continuing. According to the Daily News, Pan's daughter and son-in-law were also coming home when they came across the scene, and their 12-year-old child came out of the house and saw what had happened to the grandfather, who was a chef. Pan was one of the three people killed by a car citywide that night, with two pedestrians also being hit by vehicles in Manhattan and Brooklyn just hours earlier. Deloa said the setup of the intersection is similar to the site of another Bronx crash that killed a bicyclist that has since had a 4-to-3 lane conversion, but he is currently more focused on the criminal aspect of the situation than advocating for traffic safety improvements. Unfortunately, people need to suffer for them to make those adjustments, he said. Safe Streets advocacy group Transportation Alternatives did not respond to requests for comment. All right, so speaking of people getting hit by cars, um, Pop Smoke's killer pleads guilty. Um, yes, so, and this is from ET Online. A 20-year-old man plead. Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. Yes, a 20. Hold on a minute. Yes, a 20-year-old man has pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter and home invasion robbery stemming from the February 2020 death of rapper Pop Smoke. According to according to the Los Angeles Times, the defendant entered the guilty plea in juvenile court on Thursday, with the outlet reporting the defendant admitted to entering a mansion in the Hollywood Hills as a teenager with the intention of robbing Pop Smoke, who was fatally shot. The home where the shooting occurred was owned by the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Teddy Mellencamp, daughter of musician John Mellencamp. Oof. Damn, son. Damn. This is crazy, man. I'm. This is really crazy. This is crazy, man. Yeah. Of course, following his guilty plea, the defendant was sentenced to 4 years and 2 months in juvenile hall. The judge, however, warned the defendant he could remain in custody until he was 25. The defendant has already served nearly 3 years behind bars since his arrest. And the Times reports the judge declined to apply the time he's already spent behind bars toward his sentence. Three other charged Three others charged in the rapper's death, 15 and 17-year-olds at the time of the homicide, and a 19-year-old have yet to stand trial. Um Pop Smoke, whose real name was hold on a second. Real name was Bashar Baraka Jackson, was a rising star at the time of his death. The Brooklyn native was shot and killed after authorities said the four suspects entered the Hollywood Hills mansion in masks and robbed the rapper before fatally shooting him. According to the Times, the defendant who pled guilty pistol whipped the rapper and shot him 3 times in the back. The suspects made off with the rapper's Rolex and sold it for $2,000. $2,000, man. Damn. Damn. $2,000 for this shit. Okay. The outlet also reported that the defendant orchestrated the deadly attack, with prosecutors saying he scouted the mansion and helped recruit others to take part. Just over a year after his death, Pop Smoke's mom emotionally accepted his 5 posthumous Billboard Music Awards, including for top new artist. Pop Smoke was also the subject of 50 Cent's Hip Hop Homicides series. Um, yeah. Okay, so let me see. And speaking of which, man, let's talk asylum seekers. Let's talk asylum seekers for a sec. Mayor Adams announced the creation of a new government agency Tuesday to deal with the Big Apple's $4.2 billion migrant crisis and said he was in talks with other mayors across the U.S. to take migrants off his hands. Wait, $4.2 billion? Damn, that's a lot of money right here. Yeah, Adams said the Office of Asylum Seeker Operations would open a new 24/7 processing center for arriving migrants and move those services out of the Port Authority bus terminal in Midtown Manhattan. Adams said the new location would be centralized, but didn't say where or when it would open. Also, unclear was who will run the new agency and the cost of its annual budget. Workers will focus on helping adult migrants file the paperwork needed to get federal work permits, in addition to providing them and their families with food and a safe place to sleep, Adams said. Um, okay, so okay, so our goal is to help them to become self-sufficient as soon as possible. That is the number one goal, he said during a news conference at City Hall. Hang on a second. Adams said that no matter where I go, I'm hearing the same thing from the asylum seekers. We don't want to be a burden. We want to work. We want to be part of all of this. We what we heard about being in this country. His owner also said he was going to move toward long-term housing and resettlement, including resettlement to pre-vetted cities and municipalities that welcome asylum seekers. Um, there are many cities within the state and across the country that are saying they want to help. We want to create the pathway to do that, he said. But the mayor preemptively told reporters not to ask for details, saying, "I don't need you running to the cities and stopping us from getting asylum seekers there." As of Monday, the city's migrant population included more than 50,000 who'd been processed by officials since the spring. Of that number, more than 31,000 were living in 101 emergency shelters, with the total daily cost of housing, food, and other services pegged at $4.6 billion. Wow. Yeah, 4.6 million dollars. Huh. Um man. hmm Yeah, $4.6 million. Hold on a second. Okay, 4.6 million. Okay, so the city council. Hang on one second here. Hold on one second here. So, so yeah, hold on a minute here. So, wait. Where's the city council? Let's see the city council. Where is this? Um. Okay, hold on a second. No. Uh, where's city council? City council. Hold on a second here. A city council. Yes, city council minority leader Joe Borelli said he believed Adams' plan stems from reality setting in what we can't be the world's municipal refugee camp. The quicker we can process people out of this silent oh, hold on. The quicker we can process people out of the system, the better off New York taxpayers will be. $4.6 million a day is the department sent more than the Department of Sanitation spends, he said. At one point during his speech, the mayor held up a glossy magazine style report titled The Road Forward, a blueprint to address New York City's response to the asylum seeker crisis. The 25-page pamphlet detailed plans to provide migrants with English language classes and federal workplace safety instruction, as well as training for jobs in healthcare, food service, and other in demand industries. Migrant would also be taught to avoid getting scammed by shady employers who violate labor laws by paying less than the minimum wage and stealing tips. And despite the mayor's stated desire to keep migrants' potential destinations outside the city under wraps, the report outlined a workforce training pilot program in upstate Sullivan County. The city, in partnership with the Center for Discovery and SUNY Sullivan, will offer asylum seekers the opportunity to relocate to Sullivan County, attend SUNY Sullivan Community College, live in college residence halls, and earn a post-secondary credential or degree. It said. It said asylum seekers will also receive workforce training through the Center for Discovery in Healthcare, Human Services, Hospitality, Culinary, and Agricultural sectors is added. One of the program's goals is to develop a blueprint so that others around the state can replicate the model. In addition, it said that Governor Kathy Hochul's proposed $227 billion state budget for fiscal 2024 includes $25 million to assist in the resettlement of certain families in the state, including up to 1 year of free housing and other services. Hmm. Yeah. So the New York State official of temporary and disability assistance will administer and oversee the program, which will include contracts with nonprofit organizations who have proven experience in successfully resettling refugee populations, it said. City Hall also acknowledged an error that mistakenly put the estimated total cost of migrant crisis at $5.6 billion. The middle of next year, 50% more than officially projected. In other asylum seeker news, let's get into another one right here. So, hang on. Yeah, yeah. So in other asylum seeker news and stuff, let's continue here. So, and this is from nyc.gov. Um, so as Republican leaders in Congress continue to refuse to provide any support for cities or states that have seen a mass influx of asylum seekers, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, members of the Adams administration, and elected officials today urged the Biden administration to immediately enhance paths to work authorization for asylum seekers currently in the U.S. and those who continue to arrive every day. It has been approximately 1 year since asylum seekers first started to be bused to the five boroughs, and New York City still continues to receive approximately 200 asylum seekers each day, a number that's expected to grow following the lifting of Title Title 42 on May 11th, 2023. Um, Adams Mayor Adams is calling on the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to redesignate temporary protected status for migrants coming from Venezuela, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Sudan, South Sudan, and Cameroon to expand access to humanitarian parole for newly arriving asylum seekers and asylum seekers already in the United States, and to increase the number of and reassigned existing U.S. citizenship and immigration services officers to reduce application processing times. All of these actions can immediately be taken by the executive branch of the federal government and without legislation being passed by Republican leaders in Congress who refuse to offer any support for the ongoing crisis. Ha! I can't believe this shit, man. You selfish motherfuckers, man, don't want to help out asylum seekers. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy, man. So as a city, we have done everything in our power to provide support to the of tens of thousands of asylum seekers who have arrived at our doorstep, said Mayor Adams. While New York City has shouldered the cost of this crisis largely alone, we have always said that this is a national crisis that requires a coordinated, comprehensive response from the federal government. To deny people the ability to work legally sets them up for failure. The actions we're urging our federal partners to do, all of which can be done without support from the Republican leaders in Congress who refuse to do their jobs, will ensure that asylum seekers in New York City and across the country can do what they came here to do: work lawfully and build stable lives. For let me see. For let me see. For almost a year, asylum seekers have arrived in New York City to escape hardship and start their lives, says First Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright. However, until they have an opportunity for safe legal work, they will continue to be at a standstill. The administration is urging our federal partners to act now and make sure asylum seekers have a fair shot at success in our country, starting with providing a path to work authorization. The message from the tens of thousands of asylum seekers who have arrived to New York City has been clear. We want to work, said Chief of Staff Camille Joseph Varlak. Asylum seekers want to contribute to New York City and the country, but until the federal government grants them the opportunity for legal work, they'll be denied that opportunity. We are urging our federal partners to do what's right and create a path for asylum seekers to safely enter our economy and start their American dream. For nearly a year, tens of thousands of people have come to New York City seeking asylum. Seeking asylum, said Deputy Mayor for Health and Human Services Ann Williams Isom. We have stepped up providing shelter, medical care, and educational support for children. However, this all comes with a cost that must be shared with our federal partners. We come together once more to call upon our federal partners to provide an efficient pathway to work for people seeking asylum that can and wait to contribute to our local economy. While our administration has been leading the charge to respond to this humanitarian crisis, we need the federal government to support a nationwide strategy, said Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs Commissioner Manuel Castro. Thousands of recently arrived New Yorkers unable to return to their home countries due to dangerous and unsafe circumstances can be protected through TPS and humanitarian parole. The Adams administration has been calling upon the federal and state government to provide additional support to address the influx of asylum seekers since last year. Today's call lays out three concrete steps that the executive branch of the federal government can immediately take to expedite work authorization for asylum seekers. Given the continued worsening humanitarian crisis in Venezuela, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Sudan, South Sudan, and Cameroon, redesigning TPS to a more recent date and extending the eligibility period would allow a higher number of asylum seekers to access TPS protection. TPS eligible individuals are able to receive work authorization for the duration of their TPS, providing access to humanitarian parole for asylum seekers in the United States and those crossing the border, and allowing them to extend as necessary will further expedite access to work authorization. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security can exercise their discretion to provide humanitarian parole to individuals at the border and already in the United States, who can then apply for work authorization, surging additional USCIS officers to access key application types may dramatically reduce TPS and work authorization application processing times, including for individuals with pending asylum applications as of March 31st, 2023, New York City alone has incurred more than $817 million in costs related to housing and caring for the asylum seeker population. Over fiscal year 2023, the city anticipates spending $1.4 billion and $2.9 billion in fiscal year 2024. This means an estimated total of $4.3 billion will be spent by June 30th, 2024. That sounds like a big save to me. Wait a minute, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant here. That sounds like a big save to me. Okay, so despite calls for additional support for months, New York City faces these costs alone. without adequate support from the federal or state governments. This is an unsustainable fiscal burden that strains the city's budget and places at risk funding for programs and services that benefit New Yorkers. Our immigration system is in desperate need of repair, said U.S. Representative Gerald Nadler. As chairman of the House Judiciary Committee last Congress, I was proud to advance legislation to reform our immigration system by establishing real legal pathways for migrants who are fleeing terrible situations or want to be reunited with family. The ability to seek asylum is a bedrock principle protected by federal law. Unfortunately, with Republicans now in control of the House, they have made it clear they will not fix this crisis, which is growing by the day. In the face of their inaction, I urge President Biden to redesignate TPS for Venezuela and expand humanitarian parole access for asylum seekers so they can get the work authorizations they desperately need to get on their feet and build their lives in the United States. As Americans, we have a moral responsibility to fix our broken asylum system, said U.S. Representative Yvette Clarke. I am proud to join my colleagues in Congress and Mayor Adams to help enhance paths to work authorization for asylum seekers currently in the U.S., given the partisan climate created by Republicans. Um, Hold on. It's time the administration takes um the necessary steps to expedite work authorization for asylum seekers. Over the past several months, New York City has welcomed thousands of migrants with open arms as they have arrived in our city, said U.S. Representative Grace Meng. Last year, House Democrats responded with the need to expand funding and new resources to help cities with the influx of migrants and help our federal agencies quickly respond and process asylum claims. We must continue working to strengthen New York City's ability to help incoming immigrants and asylum seekers attain work authorization. As New York and the nation continues to welcome a growing number of asylum seekers, and as many businesses suffer from labor shortages, we must do everything we can to expedite the process through which new arrivals can begin to work in our city, said U.S. Representative Dan Goldman. When I visited the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal Humanitarian Emergency Response and Relief Center that was located in my district, the most common request from migrants stay there was to get lawful work. Okay. Um Likewise, the business community has expressed a need for more workers. The Biden administration has the opportunity to expedite pathways to work authorization for new arrivals, and our hope is that the administration will continue to be a productive partner as we work to address this crisis and welcome our new neighbors. Since May, more than 55,000 asylum seekers have arrived in New York State, um, the largest influx in recent memory, said New York State Senator Brad um, Holman Segal. In December, I helped lead a letter with over two dozen of my colleagues calling on U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas to facilitate ex- expedited work permits for asylum seekers, particularly with the increased exploitation of migrant children. This moment calls for a robust, coordinated response from the federal level down to the local level. I join Mayor Adams in urging the Biden administration to provide paths to work authorization for asylum seekers and ensure that all those who are able to work have the ability to do so. All right. Where did I leave? Oh yeah. I joined Mayor Eric Adams in asking President Biden to grant a pathway to work authorization for the tens of thousands of asylum seekers who have fled to New York City, said New York State. Yeah, I read. Yeah, said New York State Assembly member Jennifer Raj Kumar. These immigrants are eager to work and to have the financial security, sense of purpose, and ticket to the American dream that a job provides. Providing them with work authorization is a win win, as it will also lead to a new pool of talent, boosting our economy. Indeed, just a 10% increase in asylum seeker resettlement grows the economy by over $8.9 billion and adds more than $1.5 billion to government coffers. Damn. Under the leadership of Mayor Adams, New York City has welcomed more than 50,000 asylum seekers in the past 12 months. But immigration law is federally controlled, and to adequately manage the ongoing crisis, our city needs the federal government to step in, help the people of New York, and provide these asylum seekers with a pathway to work authorization. Okay, the federal government. Hold on. The federal government should grant humanitarian parole of at least 2 years to the migrants who are already in the city, said New York City Council member Gail Brewer. Humanitarian parole provides temporary lawful status in the United States while cases are ad- adjudicated adjudicated and allows migrants to secure work authorization within 5 to 10 months. Homeland Security has the discretion to grant humanitarian parole without congressional action. Humanitarian parole is adaptable and immediate. The regulation is broad. Parole can be granted for urgent humanitarian reasons or significant public benefit. Clearly, both apply to what's happening in New York City. The federal government must step up and prioritize the basic human rights and dignity of asylum seekers by creating accessible paths to work authorization, said New York City Council member Eric Botcher, providing the opportunity for asylum seekers to support themselves and the families and contribute to New York City's economy is a moral imperative. In addition to benefiting our city, state, and nation, it would demonstrate our collective compassion and commitment to justice. Okay, let's see what we have on the agenda here. Um, let's see. We got some other shit to talk about here. Afrikaa Bambaataa. Oh boy, what the hell did he got himself into right here? I'll fill you in on this. I'll fill you in on this. So, according to the Vibe website, journalist Leela Wills led dozens in a protest at New York City's City Hall on Monday, March 27th, for the calling for the resignation of Universal Hip Hop museum leader Rocky Bucano. Bucano, who serves as executive director, president, and chairman of the museum, is believed to still be affiliated with the Universal Zulu Nation and Afrikaa Bambaataa, who has been accused of sexually abusing and trafficking children during his time as head of the world-renowned organization. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Yeah, that's right. Um, yeah. So Willis, a former music industry contractor and co-founder of Hip Hop Stands with Survivors, spoke with Rolling Stone about how Bucano's continued support of the Universal Zulu Nation has affected those allegedly abused by Bambaata's and his associates. According to Willis, Buchanan's removal and their efforts to stop taxpayers' dollars from going towards funding the Universal Hip Hop museum are necessary measures in her advocacy of the alleged victims. We want Rocky Bucano to step down because if they got a responsible person in there, then the Zulu Nation affiliation would go away automatically. Willis told the publication, "We are going to stay on the elected officials to stop our public dollars from funding that museum, from the mayor to the Bronx borough president to the state legislators, and Congress. They are re-traumatizing survivors all the time with all that Zulu stuff." Bacano has refuted his alleged ties to Bambaataa and the Universal Zulu Nation, pointing to the Universal Hip Hop Museum's disassociation with Bambaataa several years ago as proof that that he and the museum have taken the allegations against Bambaataa and Universal Zulu Nation seriously. The Universal Hip Hop Museum and Mr. Bucano condemn all acts of violence and abuse. Reads a statement released in response to the demonstration led by Willis. "I would like to make it clear that Afrikaa Bambaataa has not had a role at the Universal Hip Hop Museum since 2016. I and the Universal Hip Hop Museum party to say are not party to any activities affiliated with the Universal Zulu Nation. I affirm that the Universal Hip Hop Museum is committed to its mission to empower, educate, and uplift communities. While it is true that Afrikaa Bambaataa was a founding member of the museum, he was removed from any involvement with the museum as soon as the allegations surfaced. He has never been a board member, advisory board member, or volunteer." Bambaataa, born Lance Taylor, was accused of sexual abuse of minors in 2016. In reports by the New York Daily News, 4 men spoke out about being groomed and trafficked by the hip hop icon at ages as young as 12 years old. Taylor's accusers include Hassan Campbell, a popular social media personality who claims he was abused on numerous occasions. Bambaataa has denied Campbell and the other alleged victims' allegations and questioned the motive behind their accusations, which he deemed baseless and cowardly. However, the victims' claims resulted in Bambaataa falling out of favor with the Universal Zulu Nation, which removed him from its leadership, and the Universal Hip Hop Museum denouncing his alleged actions shortly after, or so it seems. According to Willis, the museum has celebrated the Universal Zulu Nation and promoted content featuring Bambaataa on numerous occasions following its supposed distancing from the hip hop pioneer. This includes posts by the museum's official Twitter account acknowledging the anniversary, of the Universal Zulu Nation, and an email list promoting a Universal Zulu Nation celebration at the Universal Hip Hop Museum. In November 2022, Willis called for Bucano's removal from the Universal Hip Hop Museum leadership in a 30-page report detailing Bucano's alleged ties to the Universal Zulu Nation, as well as the damage caused to the alleged survivors by its members. The hip hop world created an underground economy for poor kids like John Doe. The parties, the flyers, graffiti jackets, rapping and beatboxing on corners, selling tapes, and doing security were all ways poor kids can make money, she wrote in the report, which she released following the museum's failure to issue a response as requested. Of course, rumors in the air of sexual misconduct have continued to swirl around Bambaataa and the Universal Zulu Nation, with additional victims coming forward with claims of being molested. In 2021, a civil suit was filed against Bambaataa and the organization by a John Doe, who says Bambaataa sexually abused and sex trafficked him beginning in 1991, when he was 12 years old, and ending in 1985. Man. According to the suit, he met Bambaataa while becoming a volunteer for the Universal Zulu Nation, which was headquartered by Bambaataa's Bronx River apartments. The victim says the abuse first began at the headquarters and was later taken to various locations by Bambaataa, who would allegedly offer the victim to other men to have sex while he watched. Will says she and hip hop stands with survivors has made it clear their business to shed light on the actions of abusers and ensure they pay for the indiscretions, regardless of the cultural standing or contributions. We're going to make sure this is never written out of their legacy, she vowed. We're going to make sure predators are held accountable and that no, it's not okay to harm black and brown men and women or kids. Oh boy. Yeah, this is very difficult, man. This is a very difficult situation that Rocky Bucano is actually facing. So these are just allegations and stuff, so it's not really um it's really allegations, man. So it's not really um anyway, man, let me move on from this shit though, man. This is crazy right here. All right, so let's get into okay, let's get into let me get into hold on a second. All right. All right, so um all right, let's get into National Strawberry Day for a sec. Um before I go to the rest of the topics. So hang on a minute here. National Strawberry Day. Hang on a second. All right. Hold on. Before I do that, let me see who's in the chat right here real quick. And shouts to underscore sweet light honey. Shouts to you for viewing this. Thank you for watching this. And if you are on Instagram Live, feel free to say hi and chime in on the topics that's being discussed. You feel what I'm saying? Um, you know, you don't have to be shy about this though, man. You can just express yourself on the topics that's being discussed in the chat and on the jazz segment that I do. So there you have it right there. So yeah. Now on to National Strawberry Day. And the title of the episode is Strawberries Goes with the Desserts We Love, which is dedicated to National Strawberry Day. So let's get into what this is about. All right, so National Strawberry Day falls on February 27th every year, adding an extra aphrodisiac to this month of love, devilishly sweet and also delightfully low in calories. They are the perfect food to make you feel naughty and nice at the same time, grown both around the US and around the world almost year round. You are never far from a supplier of this tasty tongue tickler to help you celebrate National Strawberry Day. Okay, let's get down to the history of National Strawberry Day, shall we? Strawberries have grown in the wild for thousands of years, and it was the French who first brought this delicious red berry into their gardens for cultivation in the 14th century. Not long afterward, English Archbishop Thomas Wolsey created the winning combination of strawberries and cream for Henry the Eighth's court that so many people still enjoy today. However, the early species of strawberries were very different from those we feast on now. It was until it wasn't until 1712 that a French excursion to Chile resulted in the mixing of different types of strawberry plants, and the garden strawberry we know today was born. In the early 19th century, love for strawberries spread quickly when strawberries and cream were seen as a luxury, and the invention of the railroad meant that they could be transported quickly all around the country. New York produced bumper crops, and farms also sprang up in Arkansas, Louisiana, Florida, and Tennessee. Now, 75% of U.S. strawberries are grown in California, but they are still grown in every state. That's a fucking lit holiday we got here, man. The berry's name may be due to a number of reasons. Some argue that it comes from the Old English strew beverage, because of its straw-like fronds. Um, Others suggest that they are so called because of farmer mulching them with straw, and there are also accounts that the the berries were sold on straw skewers at markets. The origins of National Strawberry Day are unclear, but it has been celebrated since at least 2013. The heart shaped and bright red color make it a symbol of love that is perfect for the romantic month of February. Yeah. So the timeline, 1300s, straight from the forest. The French take the wild strawberry from the forest and into their gardens for harvesting. 1500s, the medical mouthful botanists begin naming different species of strawberry, and it is used widely for medicinal purposes. 1712, the spy who picked me. A lot different from the spy who shagged me. Okay. Oh shit. So it's the French spy Amide Francois Franzier travels to Chile and learns of the sweeter beach strawberries, which he later introduces to Europe. The 2000s, the bigger, the better. Commercial strawberry producers increased demand by cultivating the fruit to enhance its sweet smell, size, color, and shape like a heart. Well, yeah. So wait a second here. So what is the best month for strawberries? So due to the varied locations where strawberries are cultivated and grown, the strawberry season runs from January to November. And what does the strawberry symbolize? Due to its shape like a heart and its rich red colors, the strawberry is a symbol of love and the commonly associated with Venus the goddess of love. um, yeah, is there a natural fruit day? So February is also natural cherry month. Oh shit. And National Grapefruit Month. Uh so it's a great time for anyone with a sweet tooth to celebrate with a delicious and healthy option. I may talk about that in a future episode, natural cherry and natural grapefruit. I might add that to future topics. So there you go, right there. Of course, National Strawberry Day activities. Of course, harvest your own strawberries. If you thought ahead, you'll have planted your strawberry seeds last April, and now the plants will be bearing their delicious red fruit. So you only need to pluck them off the stalks and feast on nature's bounty. Try strawberry carving. Um, Put your creativity to the test and try carving strawberries to impress your friends. With a little dexterity, you can sculpt them into roses in honor of plant their plant family. Listen to some strawberry songs. Oh wow. Oh shit. Oh shit. There are so many great songs featuring this delicious fruit from strawberry fields. Forever by the Beatles to Coldplay Strawberry Swing. Why not make a playlist as a musical backdrop to the day? Okay, so 5 facts about strawberries that make them even sweeter. They were a Roman remedy. So the ancient Romans believed the fruit had medicinal purposes and prescribed them for minor ailments like sore throats, as well as some serious problems like a fever and long term issues like depression. They are not like any other fruit. The strawberry is not technically considered a berry as its seeds are on the outside, around 200 of them. In fact, it's the only fruit with external seeds, giving it its own special category. The fruit category, that is, each one is unique. Strawberries flavor can be very variable, and this is because they are influenced by a variety of factors, including type, the weather, and the time of harvest. They are part of a floral family. The tasty fruit is a member of the rose family, which explains its fragrant scent and bright color. They are great for your love life. The magnesium, potassium, and folate found in strawberries mean they encourage a healthy libido and makes this romantic fruit an aphrodisiac for many. So why we love National Strawberry Day? So it means spring has sprung. The strawberry is the first fruit to ripen in the spring. So when the first strawberries appear, it's a sure sign that warmer weather is on the way and you can taste a new season in the air. You can support local farmers. Strawberries are so versatile that they are grown in every single U.S. state and Canadian province, excuse me. That means wherever you are, you can celebrate with a punnet of local produce. Strawberries encourage healthy hearts. Strawberries are believed to help reduce the risk of heart disease and even certain cancers thanks to their vitamins, fiber, potassium, and acids. So eating them can give short-term pleasure as well as long-term results. Yes, so this year is was on Tuesday, February 27th. That's yeah, and next year, 2025, it's on a Thursday, and 2026 is a Friday, of February 2027, Saturday, 2028, Sunday of February 27th. So there you have it right there. Let's see. Let's see what's next in the topics. Let me just find out what else we could talk about here. Let me see. Let me pick something here, right here. And speaking of food, let me get to the Dairy Queen Blizzard. Let's go to the Dairy Queen Blizzard. Let's go there. Let's go there, actually. Yes, here we go. So, let me see what's going on, how much time we have. All right, we should be good. We should be good. Okay, and this is from the Desirate.com. All right, so do you want a Blizzard for 85 cents? Dairy Queen is offering a promotion that will allow customers to enjoy a Blizzard for under $1 between April 10th and April 23rd. To celebrate the debut of the Blizzard on Dairy Queen menus back in 1985, the ice cream chain is offering a special promotion per today. The promotion is available through the Dairy Queen mobile app. So if you would like to get a Blizzard, download the app and then go to a participating Dairy Queen location. You might be able to use the promotion to try one of the new Blizzards or have a taste of one of your old favorites. New Blizzards at Dairy Queen and returning favorites. So here's what's going on here. There are two new Blizzards debuting on Dairy Queen's summer menu. Peanut butter puppy chow. Oh wow. And Oreo brookie. Not bad. The peanut butter puppy chow Blizzard is vanilla ice cream as the base with puppy chow bits, chocolate chunks, and peanut butter per people. The Oreo Brookie Blizzard contains vanilla ice cream as the base with chunks of Oreo cookie as well as brownie cookie. Hence Brookie in the name. Also back on the menu, according to people, are the s'mores, cotton candy, and chocolate dipped strawberry blizzards. These will be on the menu for a limited time. So you might want to check that out as well. Yes, download the Blizzard. You can download the app. You can go to your app store, download what is it? Download what is it? The Dairy Queen. Yeah, Dairy Queen. Download Dairy Queen onto your iPhones and your Android phones, iPads, and Android tablets. So all right, so up next is Pepsi. Up next is Pepsi. All right, so PepsiCo will roll out a logo update for its flagship Pepsi trademark this fall, the first such redesign in 14 years. The company's in-house design firm, led by SVP and Chief Design Officer Mauro Porcini, forged the design over 3 years. Pictured below, the new logo and visual identity system is intended to convey four key messages. Porcini and Pepsi CMO Todd Kaplan told BD in an interview. Whoa, wait a second here. Wait a minute here. Wait. Wait a second here. This is so how do you even wait. Um let's see. So the Beverage Digest community includes industry veterans, blah blah blah. Let me see this shit though, man. Damn. Prevails new logo in 14 years. Let's take a look here. Yeah, it's 14 years. Here we go. Um, yes, here we go. Um, yes. So yeah, yeah, I just read this part though, man. I just read this part. So PepsiCo will roll out a logo update for its flagship Pepsi trademark this fall. Um, the first such redesign in 14 years. The company's in-house design firm, led by SVP and Chief Design Officer Mauro Persini, forged the redesign over 3 years. Pictured below, the new logo and visual identity system is intended to convey four key messages. Porcini and Pepsi CMO Todd Kaplan told BD in an interview, unapologetic enjoyment with help from a blue pulse that radiates from the logo and will change based on the application. Pepsi as a bold and confident brand, as highlighted by the use of capital letters, a new font and bold black color for the Pepsi word mark, plus a black rim around the logo circular. Wait a minute. Circular what? Wait a second. Circular. Wait. This is crazy, man. I don't know, man. So wait a second here. Circular shit. Yeah, we want to read more of this actually. Oh man. Oh man. 14 years. 14 years. 14 years. That's crazy. Okay. Let me see. Buffalo Rock Lays Pepsi bottler iron. Okay. What is this? Ooh. So this is, oh boy. So how do we feel? Okay, so let me see. I'm not sure how I feel about this logo, but it is what it is, man. So let's see if we could find some more information about this. Um um okay, new logo news 2023. Let's take a look here. All right. There's gotta be some more information about this too, man. All right. Okay. Oh, so this is for the anniversary. Oh, okay. So this is for the anniversary. Okay. So this is for the anniversary. I see. Um, I see what this is. Um, okay, so this is for the anniversary. So let me see. So this is for the anniversary. Okay. So this is for their anniversary. I didn't even know about that. But anyway, in the meantime, let me see who's in the chat, man, real quick. Shout outs to Mind Minx, and of course, For Too Many Podcasts. Thank you for viewing this. Appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Yeah, so because they have an anniversary coming up this year, I had no idea about this. So we're gonna take a look here. So yes, so let's take a look. And this is from Hypebeast. Pepsi is updating its brand identity with the introduction of a new logo after 14 years. The latest logo from the soft drink company celebrates its 125th anniversary. Since 1898, when Pepsi was known as Pepsi Cola, the brand has undergone a series of different logos, 7 to be exact. From Pepsi Cola to Pepsi, the line of logos has offered a look at how the brand has evolved throughout time with its collection of vibrant logos. The first two iterations, no, excuse me, iterations no interactions, excuse me, only featured a bold red shade. But since 1950, the Pepsi brand made red, white, and blue its signature. The new logo features an updated color palette with shades of electric blue, black, white, and red. The slightly darker design was crafted with a contemporary feel in mind. Also seen on the logo are the brand's signature globe design and Pepsi owner's typeface. Pepsi's new logo is set to debut across the entire brand this fall in the United States and Canada. The global rollout is set for 2024, which is next year. Yes. So we'll see what happens. Actually, there's a picture. Actually, I see a picture of this right now. Actually, if you all right, so it looks pretty cool, man. If you go to let me see. So um, let me see. Um, all right, so all right, so all right, so if you go to hypebeast.com/2023/3 Pepsi new logo info, you want to take a look at the pictures of how the logo looks. So tell us what you think about the logo, the new logo for Pepsi. I'm actually gonna make that as a question too. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually gonna make that as a question. So we'll see about that. Anyway, um let's go to yeah, let's go to all right, let's go to let's see. Um all right, Lloyd Banks and Method Man. All right, hold on. Yeah, Lloyd Banks and Method Man. Okay, Lloyd Banks and Method Man have dropped off a video for their gritty new collaboration, 101 Razors. Check out the Llama directed uh, clip video. Released on Thursday, April 6th, the video sees the two MCs spitting against several colorful but moody backdrops as well as a few black and white ones. Both Banks and Meth deliver a fiery performance over the V Dom production, trading sharp bars and vivid imagery, showcasing the chemistry they have when they come together. Killer before the shine, I came. Hold on a second. Killer before the shine, I came up that nigga. I'm born to rhyme, make more. The corporate line, these chumps operating on overtime. This is my quarter, dog. You eat what you slaughter. Lloyd Banks raps. Method Man comes in with equally as hard a verse that asserts his greatness over his peers and newcomers. Legends be Boris Simon, you just a buster before the rhyme. You prima donnas like a virgin Madonna. Oh shit. but borderline bunch of boring lines. No more falling for so far line, falling line. 101 Razors was released towards the end of March and comes after Lloyd Banks announced his upcoming project, the Course of the Inevitable. 3 Pieces of My Pain. The Queens, New York native posted black and white trailers to Instagram while asking fans to help him decide a release date. The former G Unit soldier made his long-awaited return in 2021 with his 4th studio album, The Course of the Inevitable. He followed that up with the sequel to The Course of the Inevitable 2 last year. And now the veteran MC is looking to complete the trilogy in 2023. COTI isn't the only new release fans can expect from Blue Hefner. During an interview with Hip Hop DX last year, Lloyd Banks revealed that he has enough material to release an album each year for the next 5 years. I just feel like I'm chasing the ultimate album. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He began. He continues, so it's like I can't possibly be finished. I also lost more than a few years from just taking hiatuses in the business. And a lot of spots I might have been expected to have momentum, but I wasn't in a situation at the time to just drop album after album. All right, let's go to Nas. Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. Hold on a second here. Let's go to Nas. All right, let's go to Nas right here. And this is from Hip Hop DX as well. Nas has teamed up with one of his biggest fans, Armin, for a new collaboration after hearing the Los Angeles rapper's nearly 6-year-old tribute track dedicated to him, titled "Candle of the Devil." The Scott Storch produced song will arrive on streaming platforms on Friday, which already happened April 7th. Taken to Instagram to preview the track and its cover art ahead of the release. Armin explained how fate and a supportive friend made his dream come true. Nas always been my favorite rapper. I used to dream about being in the studio with Nas as a youngin' coming up. Armin began, but then I would wake up and be disappointed when I realized it wasn't real. It happened many times until one day I woke up and it wasn't a dream. He continued, in quote, back in 2017, I dropped a mixtape song called Letter to the King as a tribute to my two biggest influences as an MC, Nas and M. It got a lot of love from my fans and online, but that was pretty much it. Several years later, on a random Wednesday, I got a FaceTime call, and when I picked up, it was Nas. Mind blown emoji. He happened to walk into Cookies on Melrose, and my brother played him Letter to the King. Nas told me that shit did something to me right now. As he pointed to his closet. 3 days later, we were in the studio at Scott Storch's official's house, and we created this masterpiece together on the spot. He concluded, anyone that knows me or has followed me for some time now knows how much this means to me. My actual dream came true, and not just because I did a song with my childhood idol, but because Nas and I both agreed that this song is truly special. It's a masterpiece. It's exactly what I always imagined I would create with Nas if I was given the opportunity. Another collaboration Nas has knocked out in recent weeks is The Tide, alongside with Grammy Award-winning producing partner Hit Boy. Taken from his new album Surf or Drown, the project also includes appearances from Currency, Dom Kennedy, The Alchemist, James Fauntleroy, J305, Avlino, Devin Morrison, and others. The album serves as Hit Boy's second project of the year, following his Victims and Villains collaboration with R&B legend Music Soul Child. Meanwhile, Nas is one of the big names set to perform at California's Blue Note Jazz Festival in Napa, California this summer. Um, so the festival will go down July 28th to the 30th at Napa's Silverado Resort, and tickets can be purchased at Blue Note's website, which already happened Friday, um, April 7th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. It really happened. So go to the Blue Notes website for tickets and more information on the festival. So there you have it right there. All right. All right. So, okay. Okay. What else we need to? Oh, wait. Okay. We can talk about the. All right. We could talk about. Let me make sure I covered the bases here. Yes, we could talk about the Flaming Hot Cheetos movie. Ooh, that's it. That's very interesting. Let's talk about that too. Flaming Hot Cheetos. How did this movie get made? Well, that's part of our movie Man Cave Popcorn segment. Let's get into it right here. Let's get into it right here. Hold on a minute here. Hold on 1 second. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah, so there's a movie involving flaming hot Cheetos. But the movie is called Flaming Hot anyways. So let's get into it right here. And this is from Collider. This is from Collider right here. So, um cinema's intentions to audiences can often be to entertain in the form of comedy, scare in the form of horror, or perhaps create tension in the form of a psychological thriller. These emotional responses are what keeps us returning to our local theater time and time again. And one such response that often leaves a lasting impression on us is the feeling of being inspired. Often, this can come in the form of an uplifting tale of success through struggle, like in Forrest Gump, or perhaps a good old fashioned zero to hero story like a Whiplash or Captain America. However, this feeling of inspiration can be most easily obtained with a true story where audiences can not only feel inspired by the on screen narrative but relate to its truthful nature. And that's where Flaming Hot comes in. Directed by Eva Longoria in her directorial debut, the film follows the story of Richard Montañez, a man who went from working as a Frito-Lay janitor to becoming an author, businessman, and creator of one of the most famous snack flavors in the world. The film recently premiered at South by Southwest 2023, And with news about, hang on a second. Hold on a minute here. Damn it. Damn it. Hold on, man. Can we hang on a second? Yes. So, where is I? Yes, so the film recently premiered at South by Southwest 2023, and with news about the movie being released regularly, here's everything we know about Flaming Hot so far. So, when and where is Flaming Hot coming out? Flaming Hot had its world premiere at South by Southwest on March 11th, 2023. Unless you watched it at the festival, you'll have to wait a bit as the film will be released on Hulu on June 9th, 2023. No word on a theatrical release yet, so it looks like the only way to watch the film will be through streaming. Is there a trailer for Flaming Hot? Despite the film having haven't been completed and production wrapping up way back in August 2021. There is no trailer for Flaming Hot. However, there is a clip from the film which may be just enough to get a taste of the narrative without a full sample of the famous red powder yet. It shows the Montañez family testing out the new snack for the first time. Watch it in the player above. In the player above. Actually, I don't know if there's nah. Anyway, um, so what's the true story behind Flaming Hot? So Richard Montañez was born with 9 siblings in Ontario, California, raised in a migrant labor camp in um, Gausty. Montañez's difficult childhood was only made more challenging when he dropped out of school and had to begin working as a laborer. When he was 18, Montañez would get his job as the janitor at Frito and Frito Lay, the very job that would change his life forever. Um, After an issue with a Cheetos machine, Montañez would take a selection of the unflavored snacks back home, and upon experimenting with certain spices he had in his cupboards, would stumble across for the recipe for what would come to um, be known as Flaming Hot Cheetos. Despite some dispute as the validity of this story, it is certainly true that Montañez would go on to play a crucial role in the marketing department of Frito-Lay, which then led to him becoming an inspirational speaker and author throughout his later career. Certainly an inspirational story. There is no surprise that this has been turned into a feature film. So the plot of the Flaming Hot movie, as mentioned before, the film follows the tale of Richard Montañez and his rags to riches rise from janitor to vice president of multicultural sales and community promotions for PepsiCo and beyond. Of course, the movie narrative cannot consume his entire story with the official plot synopsis reading. Flaming Hot is a story of Richard Montañez, the Frito-Lay janitor who channeled his Mexican American heritage and upbringing to turn flaming hot Cheetos into a snack that disrupted the food industry and became a global phenomenon. Despite such a well-known brand being depicted, the story will very much center on the life of a man in the middle, with director Eva Longoria stating in the interview with People, end quote, we were never telling the history of the Cheeto. That would not be a very interesting movie. I'm doing the story of Richard Montañez, who happened to have a hand in creating the number one snack in the world, which is $1 billion brand. Nobody knew this market better than Richard. He's more known as the godfather of Hispanic marketing than the creator of Flaming Hot Cheetos because he was the first person to go. You guys, we need to make we need to market differently to different cultures, to Hispanics, to African Americans, Asian American. Everybody appeals differently to different things. And this is what my community likes. And all I know is that my community is not being spoken to. So you guys should speak to them and they'll show up. And he was right. Um, okay. So, based on all that, it seems safe to assume that Flaming Hot will primarily be about Montañez's story, with the Cheeto being just one faucet of the greater whole. That definitely seems like something we wouldn't mind getting a taste of. Um, who are the cast and crew of Flaming Hot? So, Flaming Hot marks the directorial debut of gifted actress Eva Longoria, Desperate Housewives. Longoria is joined by writers Linda Yvette Chavez and Louis Kolick of Gentified and October Sky fame, respectively. The film is shot by seasoned cinematographer Federico Contini, give or take, and scored by experienced composer Marcelo Zavros Fences. A great crew can only work with a great cast with a great cast. Hang on a second. With a great cast. Yeah, with a great cast, and Flaming Hot seems to have delivered one. Joining Jesse Garcia from Ambulance. I can't believe Wale was in that fucking movie. I can't believe he was in that movie. As Richard Montañez are the likes of Emilio Rivera, High Crimes, as Vacho Montañez, and Annie Gonzalez, Shameless, as Judy Montañez, with some stars yet to be publicly ascribed as a character, including the likes of Matt Walsh, Veep, Tony Schlob, Monk, Dennis Haysbert, 24. A great cast combined with a great crew makes Flamin' Hot look like one of the most exciting true stories coming to streaming this summer. So mark your calendars for June 9th, 2023. All right. Speaking of marking your calendars, speaking of marking your calendars, um, speaking of marking your calendars, um, hold on a second, man. Let me just set this up. Let me set this up. Let me set this up. Let me set this up. Um, let me set this up. Okay. Yes, the Super Mario Brothers in the second weekend. The animated film is still number one in the box office. And I can't believe, yeah, I couldn't believe it pulled it off, but I'm actually glad it did better than than the live action one. It did better actually. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so this is according to the Hollywood Reporter. So uh, so the so the video game adaptation continues to defy all expectations as it races towards the $1 billion mark at the global box office, leaving little breathing room for a plethora of new films, including Russell Crowe, star The Pope's Exorcist. Oh gosh. Universal and Illuminations, the Super Mario Brothers movie is a bona fide blockbuster and the first movie of the year that will cross the $1 billion mark at the worldwide box office. The Nintendo video game adaptation grossed a massive $92.5 million from 4,371 theaters in its second weekend of play at the North American box office, notably more than expected and representing a drop of just 37% according to final numbers released Monday. That's up from Sunday's already crazy great estimate of $87 million, which marks the biggest second weekend ever for an animated film after surpassing Frozen 2 with $86 million. Wow. 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 Um wow. Wow. Um yeah, it just goes to show that this is a good movie. I'm not gonna hold you. It's a good movie. So, you know what I'm saying? Um it'll be a good movie. And it's interesting to see what would happen in terms of a sequel, and I'm not sure what the sequel is going to look like. So remains to be seen, man. So here it is. All right. Let's keep going here. Let's keep going. Yes. So through Sunday, the Super Mario has grossed $353.3 million domestically and $339.8 million overseas for a jaw-dropping global tally of $693.1 million through Sunday before crossing the $700 million mark. Uh, $1 million mark. Um, yeah, Yeah, $700 million on Mondays. Sorry about that. Its foreign QMA includes an impressive second weekend gross of $102.5 million from 71 markets after dipping less than 28%. Final foreign numbers were also up from Sunday's estimated of $94 million. Mexico leads with a huge $52 million, already the third best showing of all time of for a Hollywood animated film. Ooh, okay. Um, yes. So, um, the animated sensation smashed numerous records in its launch over the long Easter holiday, and by mid last week, Mario had zoomed past Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania to rank as the top grossing movie of the year to date at the domestic, international, and worldwide box office. It's also now the number one video game adaptation of all time after passing up Warcraft $439.4 million and Pokemon Detective Pikachu $449.8 million. The a plethora of new movies open nationwide this weekend to mixed results, led by Universal's modern day vampire comedy, Renfield, and Screen Gems supernatural thriller, The Pope's Exorcist. Oh boy. Wow. Um, wow, wow, wow. Okay, so heading into the weekend, many analysts thought Renfield would place number two behind Super Mario, but Pope's Exorcist prevailed with an estimated debut of $9.2 million from one 3,178 theaters. Directed by Julius Avery, the film stars Russell Crowe as real life priest Father Gabriel Amorth, who acted as chief exorcist of the Vatican and who performed more than 100,000 exorcisms in his lifetime. Overseas, the pick grossed another $10.4 million from 51 markets, including a strong $1.1 million in Italy, for a running foreign total of $27.4 million and global total of $33.6 million. Holdover John Wick Chapter 4 placed number 3 with an estimated $7.9 million for a domestic tally of $160.1 million. The movie has grossed another $18.6 million from 76 foreign markets for a stellar foreign tally of $189.6 million and a franchise best $349.7 million globally. Renfield narrowly beat Ben Affleck's Air to come in number 4 with a domestic debut of $8 million, according to Monday actuals. Renfield opened to $2.3 million from 46 markets overseas for a foreign start of $10 million and $18 million globally. The pick starring Nicholas Hoult in a titular role, and Nicolas Cage as Count Dracula follows Renfield as he seeks out another life for himself after serving for centuries as Dracula's loyal aide. Directed by Chris McKay, the New Orleans set film also stars Aquafina. Aquafina is Nora from Queens. From Amazon, Air sports a 10-day domestic QMA of $34.3 million. It earned another $6.2 million from 66 territories overseas for a foreign QMA of $20.8 million. Of course, the Japanese anime maestro Makoto Shinkai's coming of age anime adventure Suzume, the only new movie this weekend to boost glowing reviews, opened to an estimated $5 million from 2,170 theaters for Crunchyroll Sony, a hit in its home territory of Japan late last year. The film is now rolling out everywhere else after playing in competition at the 2023 Berlinale. Overseas, the movie took in $6.3 million from 34 markets for a weekend total of $11.3 million. Let's see. Suzume follows a young heroine who accidentally opens a portal that lets in destructive beings from another world who cause earthquakes. She must reverse the damage before Tokyo is destroyed, helped by a children's chair that contains an enchanted spirit of a potential boyfriend. The anime film came in number 7, followed by Bleacher Street's crime boss comedy Mafia Mama, which found few laughs in its debut. Directed by Twilight Helmer, Catherine Hardwicke, and starring Tony Collette opposite Monica Bellucci. The movie opened to a disappointing $2 million from 2002 locations. Mafia Mama is intended for females 25 and older, a demo that has been slow to return to the multiplex, but a bigger problem could be bad reviews. In the film, Colette plays an American marketing executive who travels to Italy for a grandfather's funeral, only to learn that she's just become a crime boss. Oh boy. Oh boy. And everything rounds up the top five. I'm not gonna go through all this stuff. So anyway, I'm not gonna go through all this. So anyway, man, some congratulations to the Super Mario Brothers for making it to the second week of being number one in the box office, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Let's make some noise. Let's make some noise, man. Um, okay. All right. Let me make some noise for that. Um, it's pretty awesome. Awesome, man. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So let's get it. Let's make some noise. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, time for some fun activities to do for the weekend. Let's start off with hold on a second here. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna pick three places in Los Angeles to do. So for you out there in the LA area, so um, the LA area, things to do for the weekend. Probably next week, I'll probably do things to do for the week. Starting next week. Um, but this is gonna be on. So there it is, right here. So things to do for the weekend. So we have Festival of Books. Um Festival of Books actually. So this is so bibliophiles flock to the USC campus for the LA Times curated event where you can roam stalls from booksellers and catch readings and panels from some of the most recognizable names in literature on April 22nd and 23rd. In addition to 250 plus exhibitors this year includes an always impressive lineup of speakers: Stacey Abrams, uh, Michael Connolly, Laura Dave, Laura Dern, Omar Epps, Jennifer Garner, Roxanne Gay, Jamel Hill. Hold on. Okay, Lois, Lori, um, Adina Menzel, Katie Porter, Megan Trainor, Judy Greer, Susanna Hoffs, Max Greenfield, Leslie Odom Jr., and more. So um you can you can check it out actually. So the university is located at the University of Southern California, 850 West 37th Street, Los Angeles, and it's a free event. Um, Indoor panel reservations include a small fee. Um, and you can check out the website at events.latimes.com/festival of books. All right. So yeah, it's a free event. Go check it out. I'm going to I'm going to I'm picking three. So I'm picking three and shit. So um okay, so we have the wait. So Carl Craig party slash after party. is included. So let's get to. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even read the bio. Okay, I'll get to that in a sec. So, um, another free event um is located at the Geffen Contemporary at Mocha, 152 North Central Avenue at First Street, Los Angeles, California, 90012, and the price is free. You can check out the website www.mocha.org/exhibition Carl Craig Party After Party. So you can check that out as well. And I will be picking out another one. Something that's fun for people to do. So let's get to let's see. We're gonna get to not even gonna do okay, so we're going to okay, so okay, how did this get made? Okay, so a trio of funny friends, Paul Shear, Jason Mentzokas, and June Diane Raphael celebrate truly awful movies in their podcast. How did this get made? The crew and a few special guests goof off while dissecting some atrociously bad film along the lines of the adventures of Pluto Nash. Occasionally, the podcast takes to the road for a live show, which adds in some video clips and sometimes first hand accounts from actors involved in literally the worst movies ever. So let's get to some details of where is this located. Let's see. So it's located at the Largo. So it's in the Largo at the Coronet, 366 North La Cienega Boulevard. La Cienega Boulevard, excuse me, Los Angeles, California. Um, and you can check out the website at www.earwolf.com/show/how did this get made. And it starts at 8 starting today, April 20th, Friday, April 21st, and Saturday, April 22nd. It's so you can check out the website for more information and how to get there and all that other stuff. So I suggest you use GPS. Anyway, let's get to New York. Let's get to New York. Let's get to New York though. Best things to do for New York. Let's get to New York though. Okay, so New York, we have here, and for those of you who may not know, this is a website I'm using called timeout.com. You can check it out if you are in the LA area of California, and if you are in different states. And if you are in the New York area, you can check out timeout.com/things to do for the weekend. And then there's things to do for the week, all that other great stuff right there. So there you have it. All right. So for the weekend, so there's of course there's Earth Day in New York City. Of course, get ready to do some tree hugging. Oh man. And check out fun things to do outside and inside for Earth Day, from sprucing up local parks to learning about migratory birds to sketching in the sky. There's a lot of educational fun to be had this weekend while the holiday is officially celebrated on Saturday, April 22nd. Events take place even after that. So here's the first event. So this is, hold on a second here. So wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. So this takes place. Hold on a second. Earth Day on Governor's Island. Okay. Yeah, this is from so this is from Governor's Island actually. So this is wait. So you can check out the webs you could so this is a free event. This is you can check out the website www.govisland.com/things to do/events/Earth Day on Governor's Island. Um, it's a free event um, on April 22nd. Mark your calendars. Um, and the whole rundown of the full rundown of activities. Y'all can check that out for yourselves on timeout.com/New York/things to do/Earth Day on Governor's Island. So there you have it. Um, we have, let's see what else we have here. Okay, what else we got here? We're not sketching the sky. Let's see. We're looking for some fun activities to do, man. Okay. So, Earth Day at Rockefeller Center. So, Rockefeller Center's Earth Day celebrations include live musical performances, readings of Earth themed children's books, face painting for kids, a coloring station themed on the hashtag Solo Together exhibition, and a recycled craft station. All ages activities run from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on April 22nd, which is um which is this Saturday coming up. So you could register in advance here. Um, all right. So here we go right here. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Wait, what the hell is this? Um, wait, what the hell is this? Oh, wait. Oh, okay, got it. So this is just all right, so you can check that out here. I believe I don't know. I believe this is like a free event. It's probably a free event though, man. But actually, you can check it out on the Rockefeller Center website for yourselves and all the great stuff right there. And we got one more thing that we need to get into. Actually, better yet, a musical celebration of Earth Day at Brookfield Place. Pythagoras believed in the beautiful philosophical concept that celestial bodies make music as they move through the heavens, and that through the connection humanity is one with the universe. Music of our sphere. A free musical performance at Brookfield Place on April 22nd is inspired by that theory. The Knickerbocker Chamber Orchestra will send music soaring into the majestic winter garden at Brookfield Place as they appreciate the beauty of nature. Yeah, nature, and reflect on the spiritual and literal issues we face in our existence on earth. So you can also check that out too. Actually, I'm gonna do more than three choices. So the event is free and the opening hours is at 7 p.m. You can go to the website bfplny.com/event/KCO 2023. All right, I'm gonna pick let me see. Damn, there's okay. Okay, so we have open street cars, car free Earth Day. So large portions. of the city will go car free on April 22nd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. across all 5 boroughs in celebration of Earth Day. This year, there will be a total of 30 car free zones around towns, including 7 signature locations and 23 smaller ones peppered across the boroughs. Um, yeah. Open streetcars, free Earth Day is about encouraging New Yorkers to leave their vehicles at home and enjoying our city's parks, plazas, and expanded network on open streets, said DOT Commissioner Edonis Rodriguez during a press conference, excuse me. Um, this celebration offers an opportunity to get outdoors and enjoy activities at dozens of locations in communities around New York City. It also serves as a reminder that we only have one planet and we must do our part to reduce our carbon footprint and pay homage to the one beautiful planet we have. Okay, so all right, so where is this gonna take place? Damn, there's so many. Oh, ooh, okay. What the hell? Okay, so there's a list. Hold on, there's a list. There is a list. So let's see. So the car-free locations is going to be Willis Avenue, East 40, East 40, 147th Street to East 40, 148th Street in the Bronx, um, Trotman Street, St. Nicholas Avenue to Irving Avenue in Brooklyn, Dyckman Street, Broadway to La Marina in Manhattan, St. Nicholas Avenue, West 181st Street to West 190th Street in Manhattan, Broadway East 17th Street to West 42nd Street in Manhattan, Woodside Avenue, 76th Street to 79th Street in Queens, Menthron Street, Bay Street to Victory Boulevard in Staten Island. Other street locations, of course, obviously, Jennings, Open Street. There's Jennings Street from Prospect Avenue to Chisholm Street in the Bronx. Norfolk Bankers Anchor, North 15th Street from Banker Street to Nassau Avenue in Brooklyn. Bedford Slip Open Street, Bedford Avenue from Lorimer Street to Manhattan Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Berry Open Street, Berry Street from Broadway to North 12th Street in Brooklyn. Beverly Road from East um, 2nd Street to Church Avenue. Gotham Avenue, South Open Street, Gotham Avenue from Skulls Street to Mesereau Street, Brooklyn, Knickerbocker Plaza, Myrtle Avenue from Knickerbocker Avenue to Green Avenue, Brooklyn. Myrtle Wyckoff Avenue. Hold on. Myrtle Wyckoff Plaza, Wyckoff Avenue from Myrtle Avenue to Gates Avenue in Brooklyn. Underhill Avenue from Pacific Street to Atlantic Avenue. Vanderbilt Avenue from Atlantic Avenue to Park Place in Brooklyn. 115th Street, Open Street at Park Avenue. 150th Street at Park Avenue. 120th Street, Open Street from Malcolm X Boulevard to Mount Morris Park West in Manhattan. Avenue B from East 7th Street to East 9th Street, Manhattan. Cooper Square Plaza on Cooper Square. Bowery at Cooper Square in Manhattan. 4th Street from Division Street to East Broadway in Manhattan. Johnny Hartman Plaza, Hamilton Place from 143rd Street to Amsterdam Avenue in Manhattan. Now the Queens, 141st Street from 109th Avenue to Lakewood Avenue. 31st Avenue from 33rd Street to 31st Street in Queens. 34th Avenue from 92nd Street to 93rd Street in Queens. 34th Avenue from 73rd Street to 74th Street in Queens. Beach 21st Street from Mott Avenue to Conaga Avenue. Bliss Plaza at 46th Street. Queens Boulevard at 46th Street. That's in Long Island City, Queens, New York. Lowry Plaza, Queens Boulevard at 40th Street, Queens, New York. So there you have it right there. And this is basically for Earth Day, all right? So, you know what I'm saying? All right. So you can actually check out timeout.com for stuff to hold on a second. You can check out timeout.com for some fun activities to do for the weekend and, of course, some stuff to do for the week. And if you are in Los Angeles, California, the New York areas of the 5 boroughs, including Long Island, aka Strong Island, and any other states whatsoever, and you're looking for some fun activities to actually take your minds off of stressful events like jobs, family drama, and everything else in between. This is what I'm here for, to provide y'all relief, to think about your mental health. Think about maybe having time for yourself, maybe have time for yourself being with some friends, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I actually do this on a weekly basis. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yes, so our last segment of the night is stream choices on the go, man. Stream choices on the go, man. Let's do this. You like what you heard in today's episode and previous episodes, and of course, including some fun activities to do for the weekend, 3-day weekend, and maybe for the week or anything else in between. Why don't you go ahead and show some love by following Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast, along with Facebook and Instagram, and alongside with my sports podcast platform, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, the review show Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, and myself included, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. And you can turn on your notifications. Make sure you turn them on so you can know when each episode is going to be dropping, and of course, some in case I end up dropping questions for you at home to answer, and either today's episode, previous episodes, whatever, I will gladly provide that to you, and I want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? So also, before I forget, you can also show your love by making a charitable donation to my Cash App, which is $ G Money Stacks 555. That's $ capital G lowercase MONEY, capital S lowercase TACKZ 555. You don't need to be from a rich, privileged family to show more support. It's all about doing the best you can as a human being on whatever amount of money you choose and desire of your choice will be appreciated. So, you know what I'm saying? And you can also give a 5-star rating to Podchaser, Podfriend, alongside with Spotify as well, and leave a review. You know what I'm saying? A positive review and all that great stuff right there. So there you have it right there. And if you go to the link in bio, you're gonna see Linktree/G Money Stacks 555. And I must say, it's very important that you download these apps onto your iPhones, your Android phones, iPads, Android tablets, of course, laptops included, which includes Apple, Mac, Dell laptops with Windows. Make sure you download these apps, which includes Audacity, Audible, Audio Burst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Bullhorn FM, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM Podcast, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podhound, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Podvine, Spotify for podcasters, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, and alongside with iHeartRadio, you don't need a credit card or a debit card to actually get this app. Also follow not only this New York podcast episode, this New York podcast platform. Also follow Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, and alongside with my other shows that I do. And by the way, the one I just mentioned, it's a sports podcast platform. And Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast review show is also another platform that I do. And finally, make sure you grab that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555, and do the same with my other YouTube channels right there. The sports YouTube channel page of Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast and Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast as well. So um click on the noti bell along with alerts so you can be reminded of when the show goes in the air via live stream, along with the date and time. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes and topics, more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Listen, stream, watch the episodes, share the episodes, share the videos, tell a friend to another friend, download the episodes, and also spread the word. Plus, share the link that says linktree/GMoneyStacks555 along with your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, and of course the people you cool with from work, especially if you meet them at festivities, whether it's carnivals, amusement parks, block parties, barbecues, picnics, birthday parties, wherever you meet new people. All right. So, that's gonna do it for me, man. I'm your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Thank you very much for listening to episode 260, titled "Strawberries Goes with the Desserts We Love." All right, and remember, the grind does not stop. Hard work pays off. Everybody starts from the bottom. In order for you to get to the top, you have to start from the bottom. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard and you have to earn it. New York wasn't built in a day. And also, remember, in the words of Ivy Rivera, you have to validate yourself. People are not going to validate for you. The only person you have to validate is yourself. Believe in yourself, be confident in what you do. As far as career wise, the type of skills that you have, don't let anybody stop you. Follow your goals and dreams, and of course, be sure to find and look for something that clicks to you, that makes you smile and happy, and of course, find your voice, be confident, that gets you on your P's and Q's. Be consistent with your craft and everything in between, that gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. All right. So thank you very much for listening and tuning in and rocking with me I appreciate every single one of you. You could have listened to any podcast in the world, but you chose to listen to this New York podcast platform right here. So, once again, thank you very much. I will see y'all next time. I hope y'all enjoy your Earth Day weekend with some fun activities and everything in between. Be careful out there. Peace and one love. Good night, everybody.